A new political firestorm has broken out at the White House tonight as wildfires ravage much of the West Coast. First, to what the president knew and what he said publicly as the COVID-19 pandemic began. It's recounted in a new book by Bob Woodward. John Yang begins our coverage.
In a recorded interview on February 7th, before the full effect of the coronavirus in the United States was publicly clear, President Trump told Washington Post editor Bob Woodward that he knew it was deadlier than the flu.
You just breathe the air. That's how it's passed. And so that's a very tricky one. That's a very delicate one. It's also more deadly than your strenuous flus. This is more deadly. This is 5% versus 1% and less than 1%. So this is deadly stuff.
That stands in stark contrast with his public statements at the time. This is the president 3 days after that interview.
Looks like by April, in theory, when it gets a little warmer, it miraculously goes away. I hope that's true.
In March, President Trump told Woodward he was deliberately downplaying the coronavirus's seriousness.
I wanted to always play it down. I still like playing it down.
Yes, sir.
Because I don't want to create a panic.
Campaigning in Warren, Michigan, Democratic nominee Joe Biden weighed in.
He knowingly and willingly lied about the threat it posed to the country for months. He had the information. He knew how dangerous it was. And while this deadly disease ripped through our nation, he failed to do his job on purpose. It was a life and death betrayal of the American people.
President Trump defended his comments at a White House event to name potential future Supreme Court nominees.
The fact is, I'm a cheerleader for this country. I love our country. And I don't want people to be frightened. I don't want to create panic, as you say. And certainly I'm not going to drive this country or the world into a frenzy. We want to show confidence. We want to show strength. We want to show strength as a nation.
According to a new NBC News Marist poll out today, Biden is leading President Trump in Pennsylvania by 9 points. And in Florida, the two are in a virtual tie. And on Tuesday, the Trump campaign announced that in August, it had raised $210 million jointly with the Republican National Committee. That's their best month to date, but still well below Biden and the Democratic National Committee's $364 million in August. On Thursday, President Trump hits the trail himself, heading to Michigan. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm John Yang.